is really the men who make me who I am. Starting in order of initial inspiration, right? Um, from the initial inspiration, the first person that I recall inspiring me from a male's perspective is Will Smith. From the Fresh Prince era, the Men in Black, Wild Wild West, Bad Boys, as an elementary age kid, he was the first male that inspired me, in spite of my father being a constant presence. My father was around, very constant presence. Will Smith was the first person to, because I was seeing him on TV and on movies so regularly. His inspiration had me aspire to enjoy life, to be silly and act coy, or even like feign like a lack of intelligence just for fun, like just to have a good time no matter who is around, and to just have fun as a primary idea in life. Every time I saw Will, it was the Fresh Prince or Men in Black, Wild Wild West, Bad Boys, he was silly and just having fun, and I truly enjoyed witnessing that, to the point that it still resonates with me to this day. Fun is my most valuable thing in life. It's time and fun and time. Those are the things I essentially care about the most. I will be breaking down these guys' weakness over the years, like small parts of them as men, from my observation, because I cared for them and they inspired me. Obviously, I kept up with them. I'm not in all their details. I don't know their birthday or nothing like that. I cared about them as humans because they inspired me to be better. And from observation, over the years, Will Smith, as a person, his weakness seems to be being a doormat or being passive, even to those that he loves. Especially to those who he loves most. I also picked up this weakness for a while, allowing people to slander and bully me, all because I only really cared about fun and having a good time. So clearly, if you only care about that, you're lacking a bit of assertiveness that you might need in your life, right? So, but yeah, Will Smith was cool. But the next person that inspired me was T.I. actually. Tip Harris, whatever you want to call him, I got into T.I. around 2004. I didn't listen to his first album, I'm Serious. I got into him around 2004, and I was a freshman, and it was heavily necessary. It was heavily necessary. I was bullied in middle school by other family members and other students, despite being athletic, having athletic ability, playing basketball often, boxing and TKD practice. Due to me not having a silver tongue or really just the wherewithal to speak back to people after they insulted me, I just didn't have it at 14 years old. Thankfully, T.I.'s music gave me the energy to be assertive and confrontational and even aggressive towards those that would slander or lie on me or disrespect me. And I recall walking around after school or even at home listening to Urban Legend, this CD right here. You Don't Know Me, Motivation, ASAP, those two, Get Loose or whatever. Get Loose wasn't really my kind of joint. This is more of a twerk song. But Motivation and You Don't Know Me, I was listening to these so much. And Stand Up as well. But he really gave me the energy to be assertive, confrontational, and aggressive. Just specifically so that I would be respected as a human, that's all I really wanted. I wanted a little respect me as a human, as a person. And I remember 14, 15 years old, just feeling a deep connection with the music and who I needed to be in order to just maintain that I'm a person. Don't degrade me, don't disrespect me. I can joke and we can joke and stuff, but too much of it, I was suffering too much of it from family and from school. So thankfully I didn't really crash out. From observation over the years, it seemed like his weakness as a person has been living without heavy thought of consequences. from his actions, which I also picked up this pattern of thought as well around the time that I got inspired by him, which is coincidental because I didn't know that he had this weakness as a man at that time. I believe he's about 10 years older than me. So, this led me into a few situations and fights that were just unnecessary. If I had just thought heavier on my actions before acting, like I could have avoided a few fights and scuffles and situations in general. Next person that inspired me will end up being my father. My father, I know they're not, there's a lot of people that don't have fathers out there, and I feel for all of you, especially considering mine was so dope. I mean, we had battles or disagreements, but overall, he's solid. I can't complain. I can't really complain. At least he was there. A lot of people just want him to be there. Father's he's always been like a presence, and he's always been independent. I've always seen him be independent and working very consistently. Even as a kid, I went with him on a ton of jobs where I didn't really know exactly what he was doing, but I know that he was doing it for some amount of money, or just doing it to help people or a church back in the day. And he inspired me like in my early 20s when I was separated from him and like just got to thinking about him as like a kid and growing up. From him, I was inspired to just stay working and stay independent, stay financially independent, and place value in handiness or trades or skills, as he calls them. Since he's a Power Ranger, a plumber, HVAC, a carpenter, amongst some other trades as well. That is like what I ended up picking up from him. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those trades or anything, but I do understand and feel value in them. So I may end up transitioning into them as I continue to age. We'll see. From observation over the year, it seems his weakness as a person has been communication. Since he's been so independent and successful in said independence, if people can't follow his pattern of thought, then to him, they must be wrong. And that's just, it's kind of a jaded view of life. You have to be able to be willing to learn from other people, and also because I saw him be independent, and I literally have never seen him ask for help outside of to me, he would ask me for help. But honestly, there's a lot of times where he didn't really need my help. So I've literally never seen him ask for help. There was one time when I was in high school where I think he had a slip disc in his back where he actually needed help, and I helped him out. But other than that, I've never really seen him ask for help, and because I saw that, I also picked up a problem with asking for help. The fact is, we all need assistance with something at some point in our life, and there's nothing wrong with asking. There isn't. To this day, I'm still pretty bad at asking for help. But I don't share the my way or the highway train of thought that my pops does. And he has gotten a little better at that over the years. He still has it for sure. As what is he, 60, 65? He still has it for sure. But he's gotten a little better at listening to other people. Yeah, that is pops. And last but not least is Kobe Bryant, bro. Kobe Bryant. He was my favorite NBA player since I was 10 years old, but I was never truly inspired by him until my mid to late 20s. I saw a documentary on him basically becoming the Black Mamba, along with several interviews from other players, notably T-Mac, when this transition happened. I don't know the exact quote, but his life was spiraling out of control after a mistake involving alcohol and impaired judgment, which I don't support. I don't support the mistake. I don't support that he's okay because of that. That this is a mistake and this is bad. And that's okay. People make mistakes, and I don't know. As long as people are punished for said mistakes, that's all we can really hope for. I believe this is not the exact quote, but it was this is a summary of it. It was if I cannot control my life outside of basketball, well, I'll put my all into controlling everything I can on the court, you know. And from then on, he basically transformed himself into the Black Mamba mentality and all of that, you know. My inspiration from that was directly placed in the Tekken 7. There were people saying, why come the US can't beat the Koreans? You know, like, we can't do this, we can't do that in Tekken. And at that time, I was like, wait, if they can't beat the Koreans, or, you know, they can't beat them in Tekken 7, that don't mean I can't, or whatever. Like, actually, what if I put my passion into this? I bet I could beat anybody that play me. Like, that's just how I felt and how I feel, you know? And so from then on, 2018, that was when I really started putting my all into Tekken, traveling around. I was going to 3 different cities, 3 weekends a month, and I was just going hard. I was having a good time. You know, I was having a good time. This was the first time in my life that I really felt purpose. It felt like on the drives back, win or loss, on the drives back from Cincinnati, Nashville, Lexington, Detroit, Chicago, where else? Louisville, Memphis, Atlanta. It felt on the drives there and back. It just felt like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It felt like purpose. And I don't even really understand purpose fully, but it was the closest I ever felt to like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this. This feels good. Like, you know, on the drive back or on the drive to, having a good time, you know, by my solo. It was by myself for the most part. You know, traveling attorneys and fighting in video games. I was like, it sounds silly, but that's how I felt, for real, you know? From observation over the years, it seems like Kobe's weakness as a person was treating people poorly in order to get them to be great. This can work and has worked throughout time. You can really just look at Michael Jordan as an example. You can insult, demean, even assault people and tell people that they can't do something, and either they will fail and crumble or they'll rise up and succeed, depending on the person, obviously, you know? Unfortunately, treating everybody like this will get people to dislike you or hate you forever, even after death. You know, you can't treat people like that. It's not everybody. Like, not everybody is down with that. Like, so, and you know, those people could even come back and like maybe do something to you because of that. You know, defame your character, or, you know, try and attack you or assault you back. Years way after you did whatever you did, you know? So, thankfully, when I committed to my Tekken passion from like 2018 to 2020, which is when it was the heaviest, I didn't treat players rudely, but I did mentally. I saw them as like stepping stones or tools to get me to be better, you know? And thankfully that stopped when I was able to slow down in 2020, like due to the pandemic. You know, I really just saw people as like yeah, we're gonna grind, and I'm gonna learn everything about you, and like you'll never be able to be. It was like malicious. It was a little malicious. You know, I wasn't malicious to myself, but my intentions were. My intentions were like, yeah, let's play the game, and I'm gonna fuck you. Like, but that's more competition. So it's not terrible, but I didn't really see them as humans. That's the messed up part that I don't like. I don't like that I didn't really like see them as like people. And now that I'm cool with them, like now that I'm cool with Oni and Clutch, and we've got the indie Tekken 8 chat, you know, of like, we got like 20, 40, we got a decent amount of people in there for people in indie that just want to get better at Tekken. Some of us want to travel. Some of us, you know, we just want to get better. So we're in the chat, you know, asking questions and stuff like that. You know, I'm glad I set it up because these are cool people. Some of these people, we got Power Rangers, we got Wonder Bread workers, we got, you know, rich people, you know, computer IT specialists, translators, teachers. You shout out to Rojo Jojo and Alleywet. They just had a baby, you know, shout out to Rini. Like, it's really beautiful, like when you look at it like that. And I wasn't looking like that in 2018 to 2020. So thankfully I wasn't treating nobody like shit, but mentally I kind of was. So thankfully it went over. And those are the men that make me who I am. Noel Stryfe. Yes, sir.